Hey, everybody, this is Captain Yeet here with you for another One Piece Manga Chapter review. This will be One Piece Manga Chapter 1121 titled The Ebb and Flow of the Ages. So, let's get into it. So, this chapter starts off with Weekly Sonic Jump that One Piece is on the cover of Weekly Sonic Jump, and it looks really nice. It's only Luffy, Nami, Chopper, and Usopp. Luffy right in the middle with the sunglasses and the suit and like the puff of the fur on the collar. He looks nice. If I could put this in a thumbnail, I'm gonna try to. I would. This looks really nice for him. And then we get a color spread, and it's Nami as a giant, which is kind of funny because I've been looking at Well, I rewatched Monsters vs. Alien. Gigantomor, not Ginormica. That's Gigantomor, Ginormica. But Nami's a giant, and everybody's eating ice cream, and they're all just around Nami. Like a few of the Straw Hats are like on her arm. I think Luffy's like up near her leg. Some people near her feet. She's just huge, and they're just eating ice cream all around her. I don't. I mean, it looks kind of. I mean, it's really good art, but I don't know why it's true like that. But alright. Anyway, the chapter starts off right where we left off, with Saturn on top of the giant's boat, and he's attacking everybody, and Luffy's telling everybody to be careful because his like spider leg at the tip of him has poison. And obviously Dory and Bragi, all the other giants can see that, so they're pulling out their shields and blocking all the attacks that Saturn's like doing at them. Saturn's calling them insects, obviously, and Saturn goes to kill Bonnie, and Luffy punches his leg to like deflect it. And when he does that, Luffy notices, oh, Bonnie's going back into her most free timeline. She's going back to her Gear 5 form. And he goes, yeah, okay, Bonnie, I see you. That's how you're supposed to do it. And we can obviously tell she was in the Gear 5 form for like 2 or 3 panels and passed out and went right back to a little kid form. She's going right back into it this panel, and it is exhausting her. She is huffing and puffing and wheezing. Like this form, it takes a lot. It takes a lot out of her, and she goes back into it, but it's finna drain her again, so she can't stay in it for too much longer. And then we cut back to Vegapunk's speech, and while he's talking about how, well, he doesn't specifically say the ancient weapons, but he's talking about the ancient weapon, that the technology that made the world drown all those years ago and messed up the world, they're still in use today. And then we get a panel of obviously Sarahosi, since he's Poseidon. We get a panel of Vivi, who was interesting, and then we get a panel of, I forgot her name. Remember the Skypean girl? I almost said the angel. The Skypean girl we met when we first got the Skypea. Her and her dad, who was like super old. I forgot her name. It's been so long, but you know who I'm talking about. The girl that we met when we first got the Skypea. That girl we were chilling with. We get to see her too, which is really interesting. We know there's 3 ancient weapons. One is in Wano, which is kind of weird. We didn't get to see Momo, and he was talking about it. When he started talking about the ancient weapons, we specifically cut over to Vivi, Sarah Hosey, and then, well, the Angel Girl or the Skypean Girl. And we know the last ancient weapon is, was it? Isn't it Uranus, right? The giant plane thing. I don't know if it's specifically confirmed to be a plane, but it's something to do with the air. And we get to see the Skypean Girl, what makes kind of sense that Sarah Hosey's to see. But Vivi, I don't know. I remember Sawyer Seven Mage, that's a really good YouTuber you should watch. He was saying there might be a fourth ancient weapon. It might have something to do with Vivi. So I mean, I mean the theory was really good. But part of me was like, I don't know. But he did put some good evidence in there. And the fact that they're just showing Vivi here when he starts talking about the ancient weapons, I don't know. Then Vegapunk starts to talk about how there's people out there with unique bodies or special abilities that get persecuted or hunted just for being who they are. And then we get a panel of Kuma because he's a buccaneer. We get a panel of King and Puddin. And we also get a panel of Marco. He's listening into what Vegapunk is saying on his island, and he's remembering something that Whitebeard said to him, and he's looking kind of shocked. And Whitebeard specifically says, back then there was a kingdom of gods up there. And then obviously we get the panel of King, and he looks kind of shocked that he fought King. So maybe he's putting two and two together. Also, I don't know if this is like a flashback panel or real time with King and Puddin, because we know Puddin is captured by Blackbeard, and we see someone reacting to us, like being really surprised that Puddin has 3 eyes, and we see like jail bars in front of her. So this could be in like real time with Blackbeard capturing her. So okay, but with King, I think it's a flashback panel, because he's all bandaged up like he was in the Udon prison after the whole Wano arc. But we don't know if Green Bull captured everybody there or not. And in the text bubbles next to King, it just says, you're a Lunarian. The rogue government is offering 100 million berries for any information on them. So I'm pretty sure this is a flashback panel. Or I don't know. Maybe we don't know what King is. Because we don't know if Green Bull captured him or not. Because he just left after the whole Saints thing. So I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm assuming it's a flashback panel. But anyway, we cut back into real time, and Bonnie and Luffy are fighting off against Saturn. And eventually, we get this really cool double pig spread where they're both cocking back their fist, both in their Gear 5's form. And we just see everything Saturn's been doing to Kuma his whole life, just all the tragedy he's just caused them. And obviously, Bonnie's getting mad for everything that, Saturn did to Kuma and her mom. And they do a combo attack, which is liberating Nika punch. Luffy does a Gatling on Saturn, and Bonnie just does a regular Gear 3 punch, and they both hit him at the same time, and he just get shredded. Like his whole body, like holes everywhere. He's done. Obviously, he can heal, but it's gonna take a while to heal from this. I mean, I can't show the panel because obviously I don't want to get in trouble, but he gets pretty jacked up from this attack. he gets pretty, he gets pretty messed up from this attack. And while this is happening, we also cut over to Water 7. We see Icebergs listening in. We see those like old wizard people that Nami was with during the 2 year time skip. Vegapunk and Judge arguing. And we also pan over to the Iron Giant fighting off against the Sandworm and the Boar. And when we see that, I can't tell what's happening. Last chapter, he wanted to use some sort of big attack or ultimate move that he wasn't sure he was allowed to use because I guess it will take a lot of energy or something like that. And right here, we just see the boar and the sandworms just sort of looking at him. And the Iron Giant looks like it's on his knees and it's like a ton of smoke coming off of him. He's not like destroyed yet, so I guess he hasn't used whatever he was talking about yet. But okay. And Vegapunk, he's basically saying, well, basically, answers will come one day, no matter what happens. Humanity should be ready for it. Then he specifically says GER died 25 years ago, and it's been about 2 years since Whitebeard died. A new age is heralded by the passing of legends. And I was like, who's GER? Because it says Buzz Buzz, so his connection like breaking up. But he said 25 years ago, so I'm guessing he's bringing up Roger, right? And because he brings up Whitebeard, and so I'm guessing he's trying to talk about Roger, but the connection is like it's cutting up and everything. After that, we pan back over to everybody really happy that they finally got Saturn off of the boat. They jacked him up pretty good, so it's gonna take a while for him to heal. Doi and Bruggy are really happy. The sun is falling down; they can actually see it coming down, so they're really happy too. Vegapunk still's talking about the truth. Everything is going to be set in motion. We pan back over to a flashback panel of Roger when he first set out to tell everybody about the One Piece. And then he says, this is good. He says, unfortunately, there's no guarantee that it will be found by someone Joy Boy would want. And then we cut over to Rayleigh sleeping. And we cut over to Shanks drinking. And it's funny because we hear somebody say, Captain, you're drinking too much. And Shanks says, shut up, I ain't drinking. So we cut over to Shanks drinking. Then we cut over to Beehive Island, where Whitebeard's territory, and they're all trying to wonder, where is Blackbeard? He's not back yet. We cut over to Buggy, Mihawk, and Crocodile. And Mihawk and Crocodile are not looking happy. They kind of look disgusted. I don't know if they're looking disgusted about what Vegapunk is saying or about Buggy. Because all his, like, not captain, but all his, like, the riffraff crewmates, they're just hyping up Buggy and stuff. I don't know if they're disgusted by that, about what Vegapunk is saying. Probably about what, you know, all the riffraff crewmates are, like, really happy about. And then we cut over to Marine headquarters. So the very last panel, Vegapunk says, there's no stopping this now. The fate of this world will be decided by whoever finds it. It all depends on who finds the One Piece. In the very last panel, I'm guessing these are all like the biggest players that's gonna be near the end game. It's Buggy, Blackbeard, Luffy, Shanks, For Yonko, Hakainu, Dragon, Garling, Sabo, Aokiji, Kobe, Emu, and somebody else we don't know. I can't tell who this is. It's like a really small panel. It's sort of like a silhouette, and they're pulling on a sword. And it's not Mihawk, it's the sword is like you could tell if it, I mean if it was Mihawk, they said you saw Mihawk, but it's like really skinny, so it's not Mihawk's sword. I don't know who this is. I guess it's a new character we haven't met yet. I don't know who this could be. But I'm guessing that in the final panel, depending on who wants the One Piece, it's gonna be the biggest players. And the fact that Vegapunk said whoever finds it is not a guarantee that it's someone that Joe Boy would have wanted. I, there was some leaks about One Piece years ago, before I was even in high school, and I remember the very last sentence of those leaks. I think some stuff became true, some stuff wasn't. I forget what was in the leak. But I remember the biggest thing was somebody finding it that would be really surprising. And I was like, huh. And then he just said that. So that might be real in that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to say too much. I don't know if someone's like older, somebody hold up. He knows, and they took them like, I don't know. I don't want to say nothing. If you know, you know. I think I made a theory on this too. I might need to private that theory. I don't know. Then I'm thinking about it. But that is crazy. That is just crazy. But the fact that these are the biggest players, I'm really surprised we don't see. It was somebody I was surprised we didn't see. I mean, when we get the well, I'm honestly surprised we got Buggy here. I mean, these might not be the biggest players, but we see Buggy here. He might just saying that because he's a Yonko. But who was it? I was thinking Kaido, but he's not back yet. Oh, Dofi. Dofi. Me and my friends were talking about that last night. Dofi. But I mean, he's in jail, so yeah, it's just whatever. The biggest players. That's kind of cool. I really want to know who this silhouette is. I think it's somebody we don't know. It can't be Zebek. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back somehow, but it can't be Zebek. This doesn't look like. I don't know who this is. I can't tell by the hilt or the sword or anything. He's just in silhouette. We can barely see him. It has Zoro. We know what Zoro looked like, and it was Zoro. It would have just sold Zoro, So I don't. It's not. I don't know who this is, but yeah, that's the chapter. Like pretty. It wasn't a long chapter, but pretty decent chapter. Things are moving along. So I guess next chapter, yeah, like the next few chapters, we should be able to get off Egghead. 'Cause, I mean, everything is like moving along. Everybody's on their boats. Everybody should be ready to set sail. Yeah, everything should be hunky dory. The only problem now is the sandworm and the boar. The Iron Giant's gonna take care of that. I guess we get to hear the rest of Vegapunk message because I said this a few chapters ago, but I remember Vegapunk said, you have to have a video transponders now. And some people didn't have it, they just had like audio. But he specifically mentioned have a video one so they just hear me. So in my mind I'm thinking if he wants a video one, that means there's something specifically he's going to show. It's not just talking, he wants to specifically show something physical or show something like on a board or whatever. And we haven't really got to that point yet. So I'm guessing he'll sew whatever, and that's the end. Because it seems like it's winding down, so he'll sew whatever, and then boom, we get it, and that's the chapter. So yeah, all right. Oh no, before I end it, I do want to mention something funny. For the past two chapters, these chapters came out exactly at 8 o'clock on the dot in the morning. So I'm like, okay, I want to be on time because I always wake up around like 11 or 12, so I'm pretty late when the chapters come out. So I set an alarm for 7 o'clock. I wake up at like 7:50 something. I'm like, okay, I gotta hurry up and get ready. Check my phone, I'm wiping my eyes, and it said the chapter came out 5 this morning. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I want to be on time. Oh, there's a break next week. I want to be on time, and this happens. You gotta be joking me. I was so mad. Like 8 o'clock for 2 weeks. You would assume 8 o'clock again, 5 in the morning. I want to bed at 2. Yeah, it's just whatever. So, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I think all out there be wonderful human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. All right.